I don't have to be manic, especially because I don't have to compete with anybody.
That's right.
Because we don't have a third featuring Mike.
Nope. We don't have a third featuring Ghost anytime soon here.
Somebody's ghost is turning a little bit older.
Somebody stop me.
Somebody stop me. I'm Jim Carrey. Somebody should stop him.
Really.
He needs to be stopped.
He needs throw on the brakes.
Throw him on the grill.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt
and Matt.
I was just thinking about it, and I wonder if anybody ever tunes into the show while we're dancing, and that's all that they just turn it off immediately.
When you see one viewer and then you see it go to zero
again,
that's why.
They're like, what is this show? They just dance?
Are these people, are they epileptics?
What the fuck is going on?
Is there a
here?
strobe light happening in front of them that's making them seize?
Wonderful. I love it.
Is their brain firing too quickly?
That's it.
For their minds to keep up with.
It's the way that we protect ourselves.
The answer is yes.
That's right.
We wear helmets, and
is the answer.
We have like a wooden spoon under our tongue so we don't swallow it.
Hopefully everything. I had to use the soundboard the other day for something else, and hopefully all the sound is still working right. I checked it already. It's coming through on the recording just fine, but I don't know.
It wouldn't be our show if we had
whatever.
If it was flawless and smooth.
I'm drinking some vacation juice. So whatever, it doesn't make a difference.
Vacation juice, that's right. We're on an extended vacation.
Yeah, I already drank the rest of this cup. I had a full cup when I started.
It's the Malibu rum, though, so it is
it's Parrot Bay.
Kids rum.
It's Parrot Bay.
I'm sorry, Parrot Bay.
Yeah, Malibu's a little too fancy, highfalutin for my taste.
Right.
Parrot Bay's cheaper. It's like $3-4 cheaper. And I get a bottle of the pineapple flavor, a bottle of the coconut flavor, mix them together. That's vacation.
Pineapple coconut tastes like you're on an island.
Oh my God, it's like
tastes like you're Tom Hanks and your only companion that you can both talk to and fuck is Wilson. He put a hole in that thing.
He had to. And that's the reason why I floated away from him, because it started sinking.
Right,
because the water started rushing inside it.
It started getting filled with water, and the buoyancy was lost.
That's it. It's just like any horror movie.
Let the sea take him, because he's been through enough horror. He was so hardened and filled on the inside.
Salt water's not the only thing that's been rushing into poor Wilson.
He was like a 4,000-year-old Twinkie.
He was ready to go. he was ready to be laid to rest in David Jones' locker.
He's just like speaking of another kind of Jones. He's like the inside of Alex Jones.
That's right. Oh my God.
His insides are the same consistency.
And riddled with
lawsuits. There's so much crime laying inside of him.
Yeah, it's an inevitability.
Sex crimes just living.
That's right. It's just waiting for Stabler and Benson to come knocking on the door.
If Christopher Maloney walked up to your door and you saw him on camera and he came pounding on your door, what would your initial reaction be? First
thing I would do, I'd go out on the balcony and I'd yell down to him and I'd be like, "What do you do?"
I'm busy here. You got a box of fish heads. You just, you're like working the dock even though you're inside.
I'm working. What do you want?
So is this a common thing for, I don't know, because I didn't actually work in this field, but is it common
Deirdre says I'm very concerned about this conversation. You should be. That's right.
You should always be concerned whenever we're having a
perpetually.
It's the threat level is at like
midnight.
It's midnight. We're 2 minutes to midnight. Like these interrogations that are happening.
Yes. On the show, you mean?
Yeah. It's like you're wasting their time. I would be very concerned if I was being questioned by police. I'm pretty sure I'd give them my full attention and not be like, "Can you get out of my fucking way? I got work to do."
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to my job as a fishmonger. I really want to get away from this hot cup of coffee and get back to stinky ass fish heads.
Like
That's how I want to spend my time.
Human beings, if given any excuse to do something besides working, probably will do that.
Absolutely. Why would you avoid it? It really is. That's the truth.
Unless that's some way for them to display or pretend to display this innocence.
I guess they're trying. Yeah, that's probably what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so that they can cover a little bit. You know, just like, I'm fine. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't have feelings about this guy that you said.
Thank God you drove me here and I didn't have to take my car because I got 3 bodies in the trunk.
Weighs it down, makes it really hard on gas.
That's it. Well, and also it's snowing outside, so it helps to weigh back down the back axle, so I don't go spinning out. Last thing you want to do is fishtail when you got a bunch of bodies in the back.
I mean, fishtails.
Yeah, fishtails. Back to Fishmonger house.
Sorry, I gotta go fishing again.
Back
sentence.
Back to fishing. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way you want to do it.
Just know, if I ever get interrogated, it's going to be at a dock. I know I don't live anywhere near one, but
they're going to take you to it.
They'll take you to
just
the
like
dock.
Sean Penn and Mystic River. He's going to take you down there and yell at you and say, "Did you kill my daughter?" And even if you tell him no, he's not going to believe you. And he's going to shoot you in the head.
Oh man!
And then he's going to find out later that you didn't actually kill his daughter; that you just had a mental illness.
Oh,
yeah, that's a twist.
That's a sad experience.
I think that's what happened in that movie. It
sounds about right. If it wasn't, they should have made it that way. Sean Penn, that happened in Sean Penn's real life. Actually, that happened in Alec Baldwin's real life.
Well, you know,
he shot 2 people. On the set of his movie.
He did. I know. Yeah.
God.
Sometimes you get bored. You know. It's lonely in the desert. Just ask Clint Eastwood.
Let me tell you, when you have a lot of money and time, what else can you do? What, are you going to make more money? You can't spend as much money as you have in a lifetime. What do you start doing? You start shooting people,
buying guns,
murder,
buy your way onto a movie set, buy your way into being a prop master, and then you just watch. Just like Jigsaw. Just watch. Just whatever you want. Give one to Alec Baldwin, give one to Ted Kennedy. You just watch all the murders take place and know that you kind of had something to do with it, but not enough that you're going to get indicted until Elliot Stabler comes knocking on your door. Then
somebody?
I think you shot somebody, and I'm going to yell at you about it. Yeah. And my daughter is a slut, and I hate it because I work sex crimes.
Oh no!
Yeah, that happens at one point.
Oh no! Wait, what do you mean?
Watching back through.
Was she like a?
She went to a party and stuff like that. She was dressed all skimpy, like she snuck out of the house in regular clothes and she changed into skimpy clothes.
So he's concerned that a sex crime might be perpetrated on her more so than that she was perpetrating some sort of. And she wasn't a hooker,
right? No, she wasn't a hooker.
Okay,
but then she also at that point in time that he was like getting divorced from his wife and all this other stuff was going on. So it was a cavalcade of fuckery for him.
See, that was the cavalcade of fuckery for the writers because that's when they started getting too involved in the characters.
Right. It wasn't so much
lives. It became a soap opera to the point that Maloney left and Mariska Hargitay was having she was basically carrying the load of an entire soap opera because they gave her such bullshit.
All the characters.
They gave her such bullshit. It was not even about the crime or the process anymore.
No. It was all just the Mariska Hargitay show.
Yeah.
And my favorite,
her strange adopted parents have come back into the crime division.
My favorite thing was it's the commercial for SVU. They would just have the do, right, and it's just this clip of her walking down an alleyway, staring at the ground with her hands in the pockets of her trench coat, just shaking her head. I guess it was a clip from her walking away from a crime scene, but it perfectly summarized the show at that point, where it's like, it's all you, Mariska. Don't have any choice.
Usually it would be a cast of characters all walking together in the intro.
No, there's no group. Nope. There's no group. It's just Mariska Hargitay and whatever actors they lured onto the set that week.
Just like Trail of Candy.
That's basically what they do. It goes straight to a van. And once you get in that van takes you straight to the SVU set. That's the joke. It's ironic.
You can't leave until you do an episode.
Nope, you're stuck. You're stuck. Nothing you can do.
That's why I stick with the original one. Always.
you know, you can do what you got to do. I personally, I gravitate towards the SVU every time.
Even the bullshit
Oh yeah.
versions?
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
No, SVU. I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
That's her
all the way.
jam, yeah.
I know it is. Yeah, all the way through. There's terrible episodes in that show. Absolutely terrible. But that's why I love it. I love terrible shows, especially when I'm not paying attention. I just love hearing this dialogue where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look over and it's just Mariska Hargitay, just like leaning over a table in a dark room with a single light above the person's head. And she's yelling at him, asking him questions, trying to sympathize sometimes. And then inevitably some random, stereotypical New Yorker guy comes in, yells at him a little bit. She tells him to calm down. Sometimes she knocks on the window.
You smell like fish.
Smell like fish. What's all this fish going on?
Why is there so much fish?
Where did you get all this fish? Yeah. Did you rob somebody? But yeah, it's great. And I love it always starts out in an alleyway. There's always a hooker involved, either telling them what happened with the crime or the hooker is they're the ones that got murdered. And then it ends up, I was watching one the other day that was like some Tibet for Peace Center or something like that. And she was
hooker meat factory, killing hookers and chopping them up, turning them into soup kitchen.
Just so that they could try and save the Tibetans to help fund the refugees.
Help the refugees.
It was there was all kinds of stuff.
Too many hookers on the street.
It's what you want.
There's all the street meat.
It's street meat.
It's street meat, baby. We'll just put that on the rotisserie. We turn it into in profit.
Might as well.
You're much better in the mouths of people who are hungry than those who are horny.
Class closing statements.
See, I'm Sam Washington. That's
right. That's Hangman McCoy's position. I'm really waiting. I can't believe it hasn't happened yet. I'm waiting for him to intercut Grace and Frankie episodes with Law and Order. So Sam Washington's talking about sucking fucking like what's his face Martin Sheen's dick, and then he's doing a court case at the same time. I love it. I can't wait for this to happen. I can't believe it hasn't happened yet. I'm putting in my order.
It can happen, and you're the one who can make
That's exactly right. I'm putting my order in for that right now. I need that to happen as soon as possible. Please and thank you. But yeah, it's wonderful. I love the progressively deteriorating storyline and the fact that it's been going on for so long now. They're like, we had no idea this storyline was going to last this long, so we have nothing. And so they just have to keep formulating new, story. It's like Monk. Like when I watch old episodes of Monk, like, oh yeah, his wife got killed in a car bomb, and that's why he's all fucked up, and that's why he's got his OCD and all that shit. And then by season 7, they're like, here's Monk when he was a little kid. He was in kindergarten and straightening all the pencils. Like, what happened to the original fucking storyline? I thought it was because his wife died. Was he married when he was in kindergarten? Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, apparently so.
He manifested his OCD worse because of his.
He was normal. They talk about that in the beginning. They talk about how he was normal. In fact, they show him before he was married.
Oh.
Or while he was married, I guess.
Well, maybe the marriage was the thing that was taming his OCD, because OCD is really just the manifestation of anxiety.
Right, of course.
So,
yeah.
I mean, he's probably
trying to control the environment.
Yeah, he's just super anxious. And what would make a person more anxious than to be faced with criminals and murderers every fucking day?
This is true.
He's like a weird Sherlock Holmes / It's funny because I do think Psych is another show that's essentially a lampooning of kind of Monk and shows like them.
Yeah, they're trying to cash in.
Yeah, but I really love Psych. It's such a great, literally, it's the premise is that he's trying to cash in on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to cash in on being one of those
crime-solving
police. Yeah, like a police liaison.
Yeah.
But somehow his immense powers of observation, he basically is just Monk,
right?
Without the hang-ups and more social humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Monk, I mean, the premise is great. It's just this weird police liaison guy but he keeps getting dragged into stuff.
Well, that's how.
And he's got this like nurse handler, and then he's like, what's their relationship? Did they ever bang or what?
That's a good. Oh, you're talking about. See, Sharona You never know, because Sharona sometimes she starts to like certain characters. Sometimes they flirt around a little bit, and in fact,
she get with Bill, with friggin'
no, Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
No, she doesn't. She likes the other one though, and in fact, in her, I think it was the final episode. I think it might have been the final episode, or at the very end of the last season.
Spoiler alert! If you're working on Monk.
That's right. If you're trying to chop away at Monk after however fucking long it's been, they aren't even available in high definition. So that goes to show you
they're not bothering.
No, they're not. They're not going to go back and fix it. But she comes back for like her final cameo or whatever.
What
Sharona does? She comes back.
Did she leave the show?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She left like halfway through.
Oh,
because
like I'm tired of these storylines. Do you have OCD?
It was the same thing. It was the same thing as Stabler. It was contract negotiations. They didn't want to pay her enough.
We don't want to pay you more money. Can I get a little bit more money? I'm hungry.
Well, Tony Shalhoub was getting of course, he was going up and up and up with his pay. Of course, he's the main character, but she's like the secondary. She's in practically the entire show too. But they wouldn't give her any more money, and so she was just like, well, see you then. And so she moved away in the storyline, and then she comes back because her uncle gets killed on a golf course or something like that.
Oh no! Why is there so much murder going on in these shows?
Every episode's murder.
I don't.
That's the whole
show. Do you know anyone that's been murdered?
Do I know anybody that's been murdered?
I do.
I do. Yeah.
How many people?
Like 2.
Okay. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So as far as I can tell, and officially, I don't know anyone I didn't know anybody that has been murdered, like no family members or anything like that. I'm fortunate.
Well, one of them is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, no, and that's likely. I know people that know. Aside from you, I know people. That's news to me.
Right.
I didn't know that you knew people got murdered. But I'd say it's a lot less common through lives, depending on who you are, where you are.
Our Patreon supporters here, and he says, "Bless thy mats," and he knows 3.
Oh no!
Hopefully 2 of them are us, because we're tired of doing this fucking show.
We're gonna it's gonna be a murder suicide. Actually, what we'll do, we'll just shoot each other at the same time.
That's
if we do you think that it's possible, not to give people ideas, but do you think it's possible for us to like shoot each other at the exact same time if we count down?
Yeah,
like 1, 2,
absolutely,
3?
especially if we're at close range.
Because that's like,
and if we use the same gun, because then the caliber's the same, all that stuff.
Timing's the same.
It's finally worth this money.
Here it is. Yeah, it's
double homicide / suicide.
That's right.
That's the tier.
We're planning some form of our end, a manifestation of our final act of comedy for your viewing pleasure. We'll film it.
We've got to do it. Well, we have to. Yeah, we'll do it on the show. We'll do it at the end of the show, though. Yeah. We'll do it after Weird News.
We'll do it after Weird News.
One final Weird News story.
We should just do that one episode. Like,
we'll just cue the outro music.
Have a gimmick and have it fade off real quick while we're lining up our shot.
Tyler says, leave the video running.
Leave it running.
Yeah, we'll just leave it running.
Let it go.
Yeah, I mean, that would be more interesting. We probably get the most views. We've got the most hits on
we ever.
We just have to get somebody to come over here and upload the episode.
Like every
podcast.
Every great artist, we only get the most recognition.
That's exactly right. I cannot wait to die so the show can take off.
No one gives a fuck about us until we do some crazy stunt.
That's it. It's finally all over, and we'll finally make it.
And then society, thank God, we'll go to our final eternal resting place.
That's it. And we'll be like Star Trek. They'll be like, oh man, if only they had given Gene Roddenberry more money. Can you imagine what he would have done with the show?
He had so many great ideas.
Oh, so many ideas.
Back through the history.
To fighting with different people on the show, to claiming credit for shit he didn't do on the show. It's just perfect. Absolutely perfect.
He was a consummate professional.
Oh, I'll tell you, through and through.
An artist of our an artist whose ability has yet to be matched.
That's it, of a forgotten caliber. That's it.
Of a time bygone. And
matched only by William Shatner, counting the lines to make sure that he had more words in every script than everybody else.
Do you think that's why he drew out half of this, like his acting style was to draw out more?
Could be. It could be. You never know.
Chewing all over it,
Yeah, he definitely he got more dramatic as time went on. That's for sure. But speaking of which, Nichelle Nichols is dead now.
Who?
Uhura, the black lady.
no, her
Yeah,
up.
she just died the other day, which was really sad.
Fuck.
I can't believe. So it's Shatner, Takei, and I think that's it. I think that's all that's left of the main cast.
Yeah, Scotty's gone. So is Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
God damn. Uhura, yeah, she was, I think, one of the last few remaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, and Shatner, I think, is older than everybody.
William Shatner is ancient.
He's 90 something,
I've read.
and he went to fucking space.
Oh, he did go to space.
You didn't hear about that?
I forgot. I guess because
He went up. I think he went with.
Did he do it with Bezos?
I think he did it with Bezos.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And he came back, and once he got out of the spaceship,
Yacked all over the planets.
So he got out. And he went over to Bezos, I think, and he just started crying. He just started crying. He was like, "You have no idea what you have done for me." And I was like, "All right, well,
All right, start sucking
like,
his dick, then, I guess.
I weighed 120 pounds for the first time in 48 years.
I haven't been that weightless since back when I was having a fisticuffs with Gene Roddenberry for the how many lines he gave me. He didn't give me enough fucking lines.
That's it. It was
When I fought that rubber suit monster,
it was
and I
amazing.
kicked him in the ass so hard that they fired me for 2 weeks.
Oh,
Because they said that was a crime what you did.
That's it.
Crime. You committed a crime on set.
We have to talk to Detective Stabler. He's waiting backstage. It's a different guy. 'Cause it's,
You kicked him so hard in the ass that it was a sex crime. I've never seen anything like this before.
that's it. We have to. They had to create
Some precedent.
paperwork. They had to make paperwork for this crime. They didn't have it. They didn't have the right forms to fill out.
Boldly go where no man has ever gone before. And that's what he was embodying fully.
Mr. Shatner, you've boldly gone where no man's gone before, and we have no
And
paperwork.
it's jail.
It's jail.
It's a special kind of jail.
It's a special jail, space jail.
We're putting your legs in jail.
Just the legs.
Separately.
Yeah,
We're in solitary
separate cells.
confinement. The nature of what you've done.
We
This
can't-
poor monster
You
actor.
can't have your legs conflagrating together and create all kinds of new crimes. We know what's going on.
Separate attorneys for each one. This is a serious problem. You have committed something heinous.
God forbid if you could find fucking somebody to represent that left leg, because that's the wily one.
That's the one no jury's going to ever find innocent.
There's no way you can humanize that left leg. I'm sorry to say, but I think the left leg's going to get the death penalty. Right leg's going to be fine, left in prison. But there's no way that you are getting out of this without your left leg getting. Sorry.
Can you imagine if we adjudicated crime like this?
Yeah.
Like we picked out the limbs with which the crimes were perpetrated, like in friggin' like the Middle
Hammurabi's
East.
Code.
Yeah, and you're like thieves who steal with their hand, they get it cut off.
Yeah.
Let's go, and I say bring it back. That would be a pretty big deterrent, and
That's
it would keep people from committing worse crimes.
It's
How many disabled people have you seen committing like insane, crimes?
I've
like
seen
violent
I've
crimes?
seen people imitating disabled people committing crimes. Usually
That's
not violent.
usually a
crimes.
crime, and it's
Yeah, it is. I think it might be. Yeah. But yeah, they get in there. A lot of times they're always stuffing the salami in the back of the wheelchair.
And when I say disabled people, I don't necessarily mean mental. We know lots of mentally disabled people as far as like mental illnesses go.
Technically, all serial killers.
Yeah, serial
Yeah,
killers,
right.
all psychopathy and sociopathy. It's all considered a mental illness. Physical incapabilities would prevent you from doing quite a bit.
There was that one.
But we do have prosthetics. What if they get like machine gun legs and arms?
Oh, and Bill Shatner's got the money for that. If he can
Yes.
go to space, he's got the money for fake limbs to get cut off when he gets capital punishment.
Those might be robot legs he's already got.
And hell, he could get him his biological legs cut off, and he'd just get robot legs. He'd be twice as dangerous. He could jump to space whenever he wanted to.
Oh shit!
He doesn't even need to clear for takeoff. He's just going straight up. God
Can you
damn.
imagine, like, oh shit. I guess if there's a certain point at which if we could harvest our own biological matter
Right.
of ourselves,
Right.
we could technically, I guess we could just replace missing limbs like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, we can replace with not biologically, but because I don't think we have the capacity to be able to create complete biological limbs, but we could certainly do it with robot legs and shit.
I think if you had stem cells, you basically just can get them to grow into whatever.
I don't think we've grown any limbs yet, though. I know we've grown ears, a nose.
Too complicated, maybe.
Well, I think it's all the layers because you're dealing with skin, you're dealing with muscle and
what
bone.
If we could possibly biologically 3D print those things, because
that's
with all those layers.
That's kind of what they do. But I think you'd have to grow them all separately, and I don't know how you would put them
all
together. Yeah, you'd have.
The reason I'm asking,
you'd have a seam.
It's either that or figuring out. You would have a seam for sure.
Yeah.
Either that or figuring out. The reason I bring that up is because biologically, you want to be able to like feel and have the brain interaction. But if you can mimic it with robotic parts, then that would be sweet.
Yeah, because that is definitely, a lot of people talk about that, but that's an important component. All you got to do is what James Bond movie was that? Was that Die Another Day? No, it was shit. I think it was that one with Halle Berry. There was the bad guy like couldn't feel anything. Tomorrow Never Dies. That's what it was. Yeah, and he couldn't feel anything, and he like stuck his hand inside like a furnace at one point, or coals or some shit like that.
He's got like a weird condition.
He's got like a scar across his head or whatever, and all that shit. He was in some accident. We call that 2020.
I fell down the stairs and now I can't feel anything.
So I might as well become a bad guy.
I worked an office job for 35 years. I can't feel anything anymore.
Stabler
Stick my hands in the coals.
You better not rape Halle Berry. I'm gonna be all over you.
I'm just waiting. He's waiting in the wings for any sign that he's going to.
He's like fucking gargoyle on the edge of a building with his fucking trench coat flapping in the wind.
See his glowing red eyes. Who is that? What is that, Larry? That's
Detective Stabler. Don't fuck up. He's watching.
Like thunder strikes behind him.
He doesn't have much hair, but his eyesight is amazing.
It keeps him. You ever seen a bald eagle say what they do?
That's it. Nothing up top, everything in the eyesight.
Right in the eyeballs.
Oh man, it's like
see from miles away.
We don't know if he can shoot laser beams, but we don't know that he can't. So you better watch out.
We behave as if he can.
That's right. We like to pretend that Stabler can shoot laser beams at us wherever we are outside on the streets. Otherwise, we're going to get caught off guard. And that's the last thing you want when a giant burly man comes running towards you.
In my travels over vacation this past weekend, you just reminded me that
this is good.
I literally
talk about this.
We do. And on my way back, we literally saw a fucking bald eagle eating like
a cop.
It was the most American thing you've ever laid your eyes on.
and the crazy thing was,
he took the gun and he flew away.
Before the cop went down, he stuck the American flag in the ground so it wouldn't touch the ground. And so it was just blood all over it.
It was just blood, a flag. It looked like if Neil Armstrong had
gotten
there, and he was from a different planet. So Martian Neil Armstrong came down, planted a flag on a cop's chest, walked himself off, and flew away. Although he would have gone off really slow because Martian gravity is very different.
This is true.
It would have been very heavy for him here.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you know.
Well, so it was a bald eagle. What was it actually eating?
It was actually just eting like some roadkill or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was
he didn't even make it through. He didn't even make it through the academy.
And just the lieutenant or whatever.
Right.
He's just watching proudly while the deputies get eaten. He's like, God, he's like wiping a tear away. God damn, this is beautiful.
I love this
America.
Country. He's holding his sports coat back so you can see his badge while he's staring down, chewing on a toothpick.
I love this country.
God damn, I'm glad I'm a cop.
God bless this gun and God bless this hellish landscape we call home.
Do a couple desk pops just to celebrate. That's it. All right.
Yeah, it was weird because that was the first time I've ever seen a bald eagle in nature.
Oh, really?
Up close like that.
Oh man, we
Just
used to have them
in the fucking wild.
We used to have them down in Delta all the time in the backyard. Yeah.
Damn. I would assume that they're like a pretty healthy population out here.
Yeah,
I thought they were like endangered.
For when we were kids, they were, but they're doing okay now.
See, I never updated
they're
the
like
database.
protected. Yeah, that's right. You have to do your updates.
Yeah. I haven't asked Google that one yet, so now I got my answer finally.
That's right. This is the one true piece of information you can get from the Kickstarter with Matt and Matt. Though we never lied.
We have never lied.
We have never lied, but this we can promise you is true. All right, so you can take this one
at
least.
You can definitely take this one to the bank, baby.
That's right.
That's the law.
And Stables are going to watch you all the way.
In
the door, out the door, just to make sure you don't steal anything. If you come out holding bags with dollar signs on, he's going to fuck you up. He's just waiting.
Got your number.
He's just waiting because he really wants to get some lunch, just like a big old slice of pizza or something like that. And there's no restaurants up there. So he's hungry. He's hungry and he's pissed.
Swooping, he's like so starving.
He's just waiting. He's turned into a bird now.
I just assumed. I assumed that what I witnessed on the road was Stabler having a meal.
That's great. That's what I want. I want him to be a bird now. This is good. Stabler bird.
It's a bald eagle. How much more American can he get?
That's it.
No hair.
He's angry.
He's
a cop.
He's a cop. He's got authority.
His wife is leaving him.
He's protected.
His kids out there doing all kinds of bad shit. And he's just on top of the building, just staring at the crime.
Looking for whatever he can extract vengeance upon.
Somebody give me an excuse to crush some skulls. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. It's the only thing that'll satiate him at this point. So, all right. So you went down the ocean, hon. There.
That's right, hon. When me and Allison and I went down to Ocean City for a vacation, like Thursday to Monday.
Yeah.
So we were there for like 5 days. It was cool. It's my first time being in Ocean City since we last went, as I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
Since we were 13.
Yeah. So
around that age.
So
it's been about 20 years. I'm 33 now. And so like nothing was really familiar except the hotel that we stayed in.
Right.
Back in those days.
Yeah.
Aside from that and just the landscape, but all the restaurants and all the stores and stuff were all different. Yeah, they were all very different in Allison too. So it was kind of like just discovering
When was she down there last, did you say?
Like 2015.
Oh, okay.
So even since then, it's changed a
lot.
Well,
that's because there was a bunch of, I think there was a bunch of hurricane damage, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Oh,
I think.
Shit.
I know it demolished the end of the boardwalk down where the amusement park and all that shit is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So because like Ripley's got all fucked up and all that.
Oh.
So that's the reason why a lot of that stuff I think got fixed up because but go ahead. We'll talk about that.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah. So we were just down there exploring all like the restaurants and things to do. Mostly checking out things within walking distance. We did drive down to the boardwalk and walk that area. Where we saw the haunted house, which we were just talking about. God. The haunted house had been there for I don't know, like 60 years or something.
It's been there forever. Years. There was a group of people. They were called the Nightmare something, and they were going around with these 3D or like 360 cameras.
Yeah.
And they might
back when that was 3D. All the rage. I knew a guy who had a whole business based on that.
And their whole intention was to go through all of these old haunted houses or haunted house rides or whatever that were going to get torn down, and that way they could basically do like a rendering of them, and so that even after they were gone, you could still experience it. I forget what they were called, but it was really, really cool. And that was one that I was like, no, they're going to fucking tear that down. And I think then the hurricane hit after that. And I think that's actually what saved it.
Oh.
So I don't know that for sure, but I remember that they were going to tear it down. And that's why these people came. They actually came to Ocean City specifically for that haunted house. Because they've been there so long. But I remember that was the first like spooky thing that I ever did as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went on that ride with my dad. And I did it, I think maybe once or twice more after that. But yeah, so that I was saying to Kara that when we go down this year, I want to go on it with him again. Just
Yeah.
just for nostalgia.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you're
so-
gonna like it. I won't spoil anything. It's all.
Yeah.
I think some of it's the same. But a lot of it is different. They told me when we got on. I was like, this is my first time ever. And Allison's like, I haven't been on since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it was like there's a couple of spots that are actually like not bad.
Mhm.
I was like, oh shit.
Did you go by the go-kart or by the fucking bumper cars? Little thing. There's a little spot for bumper cars. Down there? You didn't go by it?
I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is my other memory of that down there. There's a particular scent of all that it's caused from the antenna that touch, because like there's a whole like fence that's electrified to power the carts, and there's this particular smell it's not like a burning smell, but it's almost like something superheating,
like a hot metal.
like a hot metal smell, and
It's
that
similar to,
really
like,
sticks
when
in
we're
my
playing
memory.
shows.
Yeah.
You know, that hot metal smell on stage.
Yep.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yep.
Because I know the smell you're talking about,
Yeah.
although it's a little bit more distinct. It smells also a little bit like, I don't know. Like,
It's burning too, because like all the shit that's in the air or whatever
Mhm.
gets heated up and burnt. But yeah, those are the
So,
that's
a lot of old
memories.
attractions too on the boardwalk have been retired, essentially, into like a sort of like a museum
Like
for that area, for like the old carousels, the old
Oh,
like
really?
some old bumper car rides, some old like little like little kid like freaking like salt pepper shaker rides.
Oh my God,
kind
that
of
was
stuff.
my favorite. I love the salt and pepper shakers. My
They-
sister
yeah.
loved the roller coasters. I don't go for that flavor of things,
Mhm.
as Brendan Fraser will tell you. And so the salt and pepper shakers, they were right on my a par for me. And once I got over my fear of heights, the Ferris wheel, those were my go-tos.
Cool. I have not gotten over my fear heights, so
Oh,
you won't
man.
see me on that. We saw
Just
that.
go to Double Rock. That's what I did. Just went to Double Rock State Park in
Yeah.
Maryland. Just got on top of some of those rocks. Just was like, all right, here we go. Look over the edge and just.
I've done. I've
violently
looked over
vomit.
I've vomited over the edge of Niagara Falls, and I still don't feel any different. I'm still like, fuck that.
Well, Niagara Falls is too loud. You got Double Rock's quiet.
I wish Allison was here because she's literally jumped out of planes before. Shit like that. She like doesn't give a fuck.
Allison's commenting. She's commenting. She's saying that the haunted house is a staple at the bumper car section. She says it still smells the same. She knows what I'm talking about. This one, Juan says it smells like somebody lit Steve Bannon on fire.
Yeah, that's right. Juan's got it. Although it doesn't have that porks, the fat, the burning fat smell.
Right, that's the
That
thing.
almost
That's
like
the differentiation.
like dinner smell.
Right. Yes.
You know, because Steve Bannon was on fire. It smelled like dinner time.
That's it. It's the ring that bell, baby.
Come on, baby,
Yeah.
eat the rich.
That's right. It's Motorhead time.
By me.
That's it. We're gonna close the show with that one, even though we
Yeah.
probably played it not that long ago.
Who
Doesn't matter.
cares?
Well, I think
It's always right.
that's
it's
probably
the right message.
that's right.
But not
You just want to hit
fucking
it home.
not fucking and look, I agree with a lot of AOC stuff, but AOC wearing that eat the rich thing or whatever to the Met Gala. You are the rich.
Yeah.
Stop.
Sorry.
Stop
that's
it.
enough. And
You can't
I
go to
saw-
the gala.
I saw a video of her getting like after she got arrested or whatever. She had her arms behind her back like she was in handcuffs, and then she put one hand out, waved at everybody, and then put her back behind her back like she was in handcuffs.
Oh my
Like,
God.
bitch, we can see you. What are you doing?
Why are you doing this?
I tell you, it's like
It's insincere. It's just
this is the problem, right? You start out and you're like, you know what? Something's wrong with all this shit.
Right.
I want to fucking change this shit. And then you get up there and they're like, want some money? And we're like, no, because you're corrupt. They're like, how you going to pay for all that shit?
You got a lot of debt getting up here, didn't you?
You should probably get some money. That's what you need is some money. Well, I'll take some money from the right people. Okay, well, we'll just make a donation to the right people and they'll give you some money. And then after a while, they're like, well, why are you taking all of them in the middle of it? They're taking money out of it. Why don't I just give you the money and just pretend it's coming from the right people? And they're like, well, I don't know about it. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe I need to get elected again next time and I need some lobbyists.
The whole system's kind of weird, and there's a lot of red tape. Let's just cut out the middleman, and I'll just take it from you.
Let's get together, do some spirit cooking, all that good stuff.
Integrity.
Alex Jones is out of the way, baby. Somebody needs to fill the throne. He's
The throne of crazy conspiratorial.
That's it. The right have had their chance. Now it's time for the left. Get on your throne.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
It's a matter of time.
I'm going through a little bit of Black Mirror with Allison. We watched that, the first season. Do you know and I didn't even realize this until I rewatched that episode. The guy from Get Out, he's in that. He's in the episode about the credits.
Yes.
What you're describing is exactly what happens in that fucking episode.
Yeah.
The dude's got all these credits. He lends it to that girl that he likes, and she fucking, she doesn't. She gets manipulated into going into that like porn industry instead of being a singer.
Yeah.
And then he goes up there and he's like fucking gonna kill himself because he's screaming about all this shit, and they just turn it into like a fucking some kind of paltry message to make people feel empowered while remaining under the thumb of what's going on. And he ends up just getting paid as like a weekly show. Yep. It's like, dude, holy fuck.
That's amazing.
What do you trade for your comfort or whatever?
What's lost in the process. That's it. Yeah.
That's
marvelous commentary.
Always bought.
Yep. Always.
You always buy it.
Always.
And it's almost weird. It's weird. It's like, do you then, there's this hopelessness in the sense, like, do you even bother then? Or how much integrity can you really have? Because if you're not able to be bought, you'll get torn apart.
Right.
They'll tear you down. That's the whole reason that's what Scientology does.
That's it. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's their whole thing. They just get a bunch of dirt on you.
Yeah, conform or we're going to tell everybody.
And frats. They're like a big frat. They get a bunch of dirt on you.
Really
I saw you hold a guy's dick in your mouth.
That's right.
Okay? And I know you don't want that to be seen.
Got it.
Although in this day and age, that they can't use that tactic anymore because that's something you just lean into.
Well, and that's the thing too, is I think that the key is to just lean into it.
Well, and then how can you say that that's a bad thing?
Right.
I don't like seeing when people are like, oh my God, some person on my Facebook had something that was like some meme. It was like straight people like keeping us from extinction for blank how many years.
Okay.
And it was like, are you the implication here? I don't think you realize that the implication here, what you're saying is that people with different sexual orientations are less
right.
than
Yeah,
others.
exactly right.
Do you realize how much of a dickhead that makes you sound?
That's it. You win.
How about people
of course.
How about straight people who don't decide to have kids?
Because
who can't have kids for
one
reason or another. What about those people? You stupid fucking asshole.
That's it.
The reason I leave these people on there on my Facebook so I can keep tabs
that's exactly
what I want to know what kind of assholes are out there and what kind of things they think.
You have to be in touch. You can still yell at it,
Yeah.
But it's like you got to know what's going on out there. I hate it.
It's so frustrating.
But it's still there, and you got to be aware of it because otherwise, what are you going to do?
Well, yeah. How else are you going to know what's going on out there? I mean, ignorance is bliss, but you want to be able to anticipate some of these types of people. So, digressing way back here, Ocean City, had a great time. Went to the boardwalk. That haunted house
any
was
gays
cool.
over there?
We saw lots of gays, but I couldn't identify them because that's not who they are.
That's right.
That's not a personality
That's the
trait.
right answer.
It's a
I was just making
preference.
sure you weren't one of those people on my Facebook page.
Could have been anyone.
That's right. You always got to test them. You got to test them. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other interesting stuff we did. So I noticed a trend, and I texted you a bit about this.
Yes.
I noticed a trend that like guys are wearing hoochie shorts now. I told Allison,
gotten big.
I said I see a lot of guys wearing these hoochie shorts. She says, well, what?
What's
that term? And I was like, you never heard the term hoochie shorts? Like there's little,
I love it.
That's where it comes from.
Right.
Those little shorty shorts.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need some hoochie shorts. Well, I misheard like the way what usually happens. She was in front of me while we're walking. She said something, and I thought she said hoochie salucci. So now we call them hoochie saluchis.
That's it.
And we just and later on we're at the pool, because there's like a little pool in the area where we stayed, and Allison's like, I want to be tan and toned, and I just went skinned, and she goes and deboned. So our motto while we were out, we just kept repeating it over and over. It was hoochie salucci summer.
Right.
Tan, toned, skinned, and deboned. Like you're just a pile of fucking meat.
That's what you got to be to survive these days. That's how you stay at the tip top of the dating scene.
They want you. Everyone wants you to just be tan-toned, skinned, and deboned, baby.
Right.
That's all I ever wanted.
That's all his virginity.
I got so much bones, and there's all this skin. Just peel it off. His bones out the way, and I'll just be the freshest pile of meat you ever lay eyes on.
You're not gonna know what to do with yourself.
Throw some hoochie saloochies on me.
You're gonna be out of town. I'll tell you.
The top.
Oh man,
top of food chain.
That's my favorite thing to get over a Golden Crust is the hoochie saloochie.
I wanted to start like an Italian restaurant.
Yes.
Hoochie saloochies.
Oh, you got
or maybe
to.
a clothing brand.
Yes.
So TM on that. Can't steal it.
I'm glad because I don't think I have dusted off my hoochie saloochies in I don't know how long.
Well, it's time, Matt.
20 years, something
it's
like
time.
that.
I've seen you. No, it was a little sooner than that. I thought
10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, something more, maybe more like 10
like
years,
that.
something like that.
Yeah, because it's
You're
well,
like
no, it's
early
more.
20s.
No, it's got to be more than 10 years. It's got to be more than 10 years. So maybe 12.
It was
something
early
like that.
20s. It was like we were like 22,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, so I got to get them out. Yeah, 'cause I have them. Like I said, I still got them in the drawer.
Yeah.
But I haven't
little
worn them.
70s shorts.
I haven't worn them since we were on that boat.
Dude,
but
I
yeah.
was like,
Oh man.
I need to squeeze myself into a pair of hoochie saloochies.
Yeah, man, they're great.
Because
I forget
like,
what the brand is.
you know what sucks? Like back in the days, like when I was like 23,
Mm-hmm.
I was like super into weightlifting. And I was like pretty jacked at a certain point.
Sure.
My legs were so thick that I like have a hard time fitting into jeans that fit my waistline.
Right.
Because the legs were too thin.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta
My
get
legs were so strong.
Gotta get those jeggings out.
So I had to start buying like
Yeah.
jeans that were like more
Yeah.
stretchy. But man, if I'd had those little shorty shorts,
Yeah.
I'd have just been showing off all those legs.
Yeah.
That leg meat.
That's it. Gotta get that meat out.
That leg meat.
That's it.
I'd look like
Tan-tone to debone, baby.
tan-toned skin and deboned. Wish Allison was here right now. Because she came up with most of it.
That's it.
It was great.
Oh man, I can't wait to make my whole family uncomfortable when I went to Hoochie Saloochies on the beach.
Well, no one else is gonna say shit. I
No,
saw this dude. He was
that's
the
it.
peak of fashion on the beach.
Man.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
We were laying on the beach at some point.
Right.
Just chilling. We were also just drinking on the beach, like fuck it.
Oh hell yeah!
Everybody was.
I used to bring a whole cooler, like my whole igloo, like round cooler you're supposed to keep iced tea in, full of rum, just straight rum. And oh my god, I used to drink that all day. I get dehydrated like 20ty minutes. It was great.
There was a day.
Oh
I
my
drank
God.
17 beers. I started drinking like 10 a.m. I was like, fuck it, whatever.
It's fucking vacations, which you're
Well, that's
supposed
what
to
I kept
do.
hearing.
Yeah.
Allison kept reinforcing that.
That's exactly right.
Just enabling my bad habits.
No,
But
no, that's enabling vacation.
you deserve it. You're an American.
That's right. That's
The
right.
bald eagle
That's
swooped down. He said, "Good job."
That's right. He just flew by. Yeah. Yep. Like you're doing it right.
But we saw this dude. He walked up. It was so funny. He rolled up to the family that was in front of us.
Right.
He's wearing some hoochie saloochies. He's
Uh-huh.
a bit of a heavier guy.
Right.
And
Okay.
he's wearing this kind of like it's this super thin see-through kind of like I wouldn't even know what to call it. Like it's like a
harness?
No, not that industrial.
Did it have rings that connect?
No, it was like a really thin kind of like long sweater kind of deal. Like
on the beach.
Like a
Allison says it was a beach cover up.
It's like a beach cover up. It was kind of like there's a word for this, and I'm searching for it here in my brain. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was black. It was like a cardigan.
Oh,
like
how in the fuck
like
you
a
wearing
cardigan
a
with
cardigan?
tails. Like
What is this? A fucking tuxedo
it was like
cardigan on the beach?
see through, and it was
What?
black.
What?
You know how a cardigan is kind of like a sweater. You just like
Yeah.
you like almost button in the front.
Yeah, I got that. Just like
That's
a
what he's
tuxedo.
He's wearing that, and he's wearing like a black,
Top hat.
not a top hat.
Did you see
Like
Mr. Peanut at
like
the beach? It sounds like you saw Mr.
And a monocle.
His eye was on fire because the sunlight was shining through the wrong way.
I think I did see Mr. Peanut on the beach.
like something smells really good.
He's a little round. He's got wide hips. He's wearing a weird tuxedo
covered in dimples.
He's just got dimples. I thought it was Ray Liotta for a second, but I realized he's gone.
It can't be. He's dead.
It can't be Ray. Oh, Ray.
Oh my God.
But I wish I could. I didn't want to take a picture of a stranger, but I wish
I do it all the time. I
no.
do it all the time. I mostly just send to you. As a matter of fact.
That's true. Actually.
Oh my God.
Oh. But he was the peak of fashion. He
yeah.
looked like his brother. In fact, his brother walked up to him and he said, "If you had one more black piece of clothing on, you'd look like a 1950s widow." He roasted him so much harder than that Maryland Ocean City sun. I could smell the bacon cooking after he said that.
Oh my God!
The flesh was seared.
Just cream them right up. It's peanut butter time.
That was.
Oh man. So did he have a hat of some sort on?
He did. It was like not really a sun hat. Okay. It was like a male kind of like not a safari hat.
Okay. It had a wide brim.
It was like it was wider than the usual fedora. Okay. It was a bit like a fedora, but like a sun hat.
You're describing a top hat.
No, top hats are tall and flat on the top.
Yes.
This had the ridge like an Indiana Jones hat.
Oh, okay.
It was like a fedora.
Oh.
But it was made of like some kind of like wicker or some shit. So
okay. So like I got you. Like a straw beach hat sort of thing.
Yeah. Exactly. So some weird, like really light cardigan. He looked like he wasn't sure what.
It was long sleeve.
His Hoochie Saluchis were like powder blue.
Powder blue. That's a choice.
I loved it. I loved his style.
Choice.
He was killing it.
He
had like a Lemmy chops too.
Oh man!
Shit, like going to his mustache.
All he was missing was the zinc oxide across the nose.
I know. I wish he had that, and he had these sunglasses on too. He looked dope. I was like, I wanted to go up to the beach like as confidently as that man. Then he started arguing with his mom.
Oh,
and it reminded me.
Getting better.
It so reminded me of my own life because he starts saying to his mom, he's like, now I'm not saying that they have to be moved right now. I'm just saying that they're there. They don't have to. You don't have to freak out right now because the mom started getting a little wound up about it. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not saying they have to be moved now. He's just trying to put out a fire that's like he knows will erupt into a volcano.
Yeah, it's coming.
It looked so familiar. I told Allison, I'm like, this is my life when I was younger.
That's the moment you should have walked up to him and like, thank you.
Thank you for this joy you brought me today.
You've reminded me how far I've come with your Hoochie Saluchis.
He really did. He struck me with his style. Then I saw, and I was explaining that a person who's so concerned with good communication and clarification.
Yeah,
that's a person who lives under the duress of angry, emotional parents.
Exactly
even though he's probably like 25 or older.
It's a clear product. See, that's why I always keep a microphone with me. That way I can walk up to bikini babes on the beach and be like, what do you think of that man's clothes?
Look, these days you can do it. I can't tell you how many like random videos I've seen of people just rolling up to other people.
I'm here for MTV4, and I need to know what you think of this guy's beach costume. All right? Halloween beach bash.
It's a Halloween beach bash. I want to know if Frankenstein is getting a good tan this year.
That's it. We need to know what you think. Need to know what the pulse is. But so
that was our experience.
Well, that's good.
It was a good one.
Well,
a lot of fun.
You got to have fun where you can.
We ate a lot of seafood too, by the way. We
ate
a shit ton of crabs. We went to one place to have crabs. Went to this place Higgins. And then we went to a place called the Crab Bag. Have you seen the Crab Bag?
Crab Bag I'm aware of, but I've never eaten there before.
That's the one I recommend.
Yeah.
We got they have colossal, extra large, large, medium, and then medium large, they say.
And the thing is that those sizes, the actual size of the crab changes, but the name stays the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, learned that one the hard way.
We got larges, which were very appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
We got a dozen. It was plenty.
Yeah.
It was really good. So Crab Bag, top of the list.
Remember what street that was on?
Yeah, it's like over one, like near 133rd. That's where we were
Okay.
staying.
Yeah.
It's giant. You can't miss it. And they ship apparently they ship all over. Allison said last time she was there, it was like a small little shack in a house.
Oh, okay.
Now
Well,
it's got 3 buildings.
They
It's
up-
huge. I'm not kidding. It's fucking giant.
Goddamn compound. It's taking over the whole street. Well, it's got to eventually.
It's like a massive thing now.
Upgraded the bag, I guess.
Traffic better than Higgins. Higgins were way too salty.
Yeah.
Although the all you can eat that they gave me, they like boxed up. It said like explicitly like you
Right.
cannot
Yeah.
share, you cannot take home anything. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna box up those extra shrimp for you." I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah.
Like why not?
Yeah. That's it.
So, but very salty. We, although I say that, but Allison and I ate like 14 each.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
That's it.
whatever.
Well, that's the way you do. You got to do it the right way. If you don't, you might as well not even go. That's what I say.
That's right. That's right. So give those a try, or
Yeah.
wherever there's lots and lots of places that we didn't get to check out.
Oh yeah, there's so much down there that and it's always changing hands. Always
that's the
changing
other thing.
around because you
My-
never.
My mom didn't. I was like, where did we used to go? She's like, nothing's the same.
No, it's complete, and it's crazy too because like my dad has been going down there since he was a little kid. Like this is going to be a little controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. That when my dad used to go down as a little kid,
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
there were people who used to wait on you on the beach, and they were in full tuxedos and white gloves.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and all the guys would be wearing button-up shirts and shorts.
Whoa.
Like nobody was showing any skin, nothing like that. And
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something way worse than
I'm
that.
holding that back. It's still true though.
I mean, like it's just a fact. It's not like you're
It's-
saying that there's a condonement of
He
it,
was,
but
well, he was a child.
right. But people lived in that time. I'm sure that there was like segregated beaches and things like that. too.
Oh yeah.
But that whole like
Yep.
people,
Pe-
the people
but-
who worked on the beach had to wear tuxedos.
Yep, they were in full tuxedos with white gloves.
Why the fuck were people so obsessed like 100 years ago with dressing in a full like wool uniform in the heat?
Because
oh
they
my God.
came from England where they had all this shit. They're like,
Wet and cold.
we got a king, we got a queen, we got a royal family, we got all kinds of shit. We got fucking syphilis all over the place. And here we come to this native infested land where we got to fight against the current, the fucking tides and the witches and all this shit.
And the savages. The
Oh
people,
my
the
God.
people
They're
with great tools, by the way, and also
constantly attacking
weapons.
us. What if we just give them all polio or whatever we're going to give them, and that way we can steal all their shit while they're writhing in pain, and then we can build our own hotels and make them wear tuxedos.
Yeah,
That was the
it
process.
was all punishment.
Yep, that's
for
it.
being in the way.
That's it. Absolutely right. Yep. And
Jesus.
don't go to Rehoboth Beach unless you're real friendly with those hoochie shorts.
Oh,
That's for sure. Weird news is for sure too.
that's a sure thing. That's
We're
coming.
just, we're just going for weird news.
Yeah, let's just do
It's
it.
just going to get worse because I'm going to start telling old stories that I heard through the grapevine.
Oh no,
These stories are going to be, they're all
they,
right.
they should be buried in history.
Yeah,
where they belong.
these stories will be more recent. All right. Yeah, Juan says my grandfather used to tell me about that blacks weren't allowed down there years ago unless
That's-
they were a server role.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yep, it's real.
And that's worse than what I thought it was. I thought that there was like segregated beaches where they're like,
No.
oh yeah, you can still enjoy. I thought that they were so racist that they didn't even love money enough to want other people to stay there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no. Money had not. There was still a layer of like, oh no, they're not going to be comfortable unless we keep everything separated. Yeah. It was some bad shit. Man.
That's Jesus Christ. But the fact that that our parents can remember a time like that.
Well, and again, that was when my dad was like a little kid, like when he was like 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was still, he was still pretty young too.
What
even
an
at the time.
immense change. I hope that oh man, I just caught a glimpse of one of these stories and I actually have like some information about this story.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh God damn this thing doing this to me again. Why did you do this?
I don't know. I don't care if that picture was part of the news story or not.
It is. They
Oh,
can't see it.
It was
yet.
the perfect picture too, in response to what you were going through right in that moment.
I think I have to. think I have to end this first, and then
I'm glad that we have at least a couple of you guys who enjoy us every week.
show. Yeah, Juan's here and
We
Allison's
do this
here.
show for Juan and Allison.
That's right.
Deirdre, our patron.
Deirdre comes on at the beginning, and then she
just makes sure we're rolling, and she's like, goodbye.
Exactly. Like it.
I'll see you at the end.
Are we doing the show this week? Okay. All right. I'll listen to it later. Yeah, that's what we want. All right. Let's see here. I got to move this.
This is gonna be a bit of a longer episode.
Yeah.
Apologies,
we're 56 minutes, and it's all right. It's all good. Because
let's catch up on it. I actually had a
because we're gonna
week.
and we're gonna miss one at the end of this week because I'll be away.
Oh yeah.
I'll be away for a week solid, but and it worked out well for the long episode last time because Sean ended up having to drive to Virginia, I think, or something like that.
Shit.
So I said, well, you're in luck because it's a long one. So it all worked out.
Yeah, we went like an hour and a half almost.
We were pushing 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forget how long the last episode
Oh
was.
God.
But it was before, yeah. It was. So Deirdre stopped by and then bailed.
That's right. She's done.
That's see, this is the way that you have to do it sometimes. We appreciate you loyal viewers because
I'm so
it
glad
helps us so we don't feel as alone.
all the people I like at work that are like my real friends.
Yeah.
I do have like a little relationship with them outside of it. Like I was just a reference for my one friend she used to be in my mod. Then they scattered us to the wind because they wanted to make everything look better. And then fucking Juan, you know this probably. They're having me do days during the week where I take on like 10 cases from another mod.
What?
Because they didn't hire more people.
What is this fucking Uno?
Exactly. Draw one. Draw 4. And it's
reverse.
red. Reverse card, yeah. What the fuck? It's so insane. But I was a reference for my one friend who I used to work with. She's there on Fridays, so anytime I do go in, she used to sit next to me for years.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I do go in, we just go sit next to each other because we're in the same division.
Sure.
So it's like that's the only thing that I enjoy because I get to like chit chat about stuff.
That's all you got, yeah.
Bitch about whatever, and we're cool. So, but she's like gonna get offered a new job at CMS. It's like Center for Medicaid Services. It's a totally different organization.
Yeah.
But I was a reference for her, and I guess she ended up getting an offer, so I was really happy.
Mm-hmm.
But that just makes it a little bit shittier.
Right.
But then of course I have Juan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I have another friend of mine. I used to drive in.
Speaking of which, we got to get our fucking MonsterCon tickets.
Oh, I just did.
You did?
Yeah.
You're supposed to tell me when you do this.
We just did it last night.
Okay, good. I'm going to do mine tonight too then.
Yeah.
Juan, did you get yours yet? I know there's a little delay, so it's going to take him a second to answer. But Juan, did you get your MonsterCon tickets yet?
It's getting to be that point where it's a good time to get
because I think the one in Jersey's coming up real soon because they're
August 12th or something.
I know they were talking about getting it out. Whatever.
We got Chris Sarandon back again. He was at my first one ever.
There's all kinds of good stuff. No Sharon Elizabeth yet, unfortunately.
She doesn't look like a real human.
I know, it's why I want to meet her so bad. I want to meet those robots. I love them.
It's
close to being transhumanism, baby.
It's super weird and interesting to see people like that. But we'll have plenty of interesting people there this time.
Doug Bradley. Yeah, well, of course, Doug Bradley's over there. But I'm excited about the fucking Uncle Frank guy.
Yeah.
/ Kirsty's dad.
He's one of the few people that you don't have on your.
That's it. And everybody, I was going through the list. I'm pretty sure everybody else is over in England, so I probably won't get them. Which is fun. Yeah. Yeah. Well, most of the cast was British.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Nicholas Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
He
knows you too.
He was really enjoying my presence there.
You didn't even have your Hoochie shorts.
I was very flattered that he was. I forget what we were talking about, our band or something.
Yeah. He's like, I love bass players.
Bass player's always the most handsome one. So I was like, oh.
That's it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna chatter away on you there.
That's right.
Yeah.
He was such a nice guy. I liked all those people.
They were great. Yeah.
In the movie.
Even
Doug Bradley.
Doug Bradley.
As much as he was like kind of reserved.
Yeah.
He was so really nice.
Proper British man.
Yeah. Very polite.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I kind of want to talk to his wife Steph, but I'm a little intimidated by her too because she's super like goth and like real like intensity.
Like Lauren.
I know. Yeah, kind of. But Lauren more like
is actually bubbly. If
she's
you get talking.
Right.
To her.
Exactly. Yeah. I've met other people who have her Steph's persona, but but she does interesting art and stuff like that. So maybe one of these days. But she's always there.
Say no more. We'll get her talking.
Craig Shake.
And you have to realize too.
No, Juan, I don't think so. I don't think so. Juan's asking about somebody from Nightbreed. No, I think the only person from Nightbreed that I got Doug Bradley to sign oh God, I can't think of what his character's name was with the multiple eyes.
He looks like Nostradamus.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but he's got these wrinkles like in his forehead and on his cheeks, and then when he gets killed in the movie, like the wrinkles open up and there's actually eyes. So he's got like 6 eyes.
Oh shit, they're all closed.
Yeah, they were just except for the 2 of them.
Like
but
spider or something.
Kind of, yeah, basically, yeah.
What purpose do those eyes serve?
Well, they're all Nightbreed. You got porcupine ladies and you got that one guy that has like snakes that like come out of his stomach for no reason that have eyes inside of them and stuff.
Oh shit!
All kinds of fun stuff. Speaking of which, I'm doing comics we love with Zach.
Oh yeah, which one are you doing?
We're gonna do Nightbreed.
Oh, sweet.
We're going to talk about the new run of Nightbreed because it was shorter, because the original run of Nightbreed was so long, because they did the whole movie in comics, but then they also did the continuation that was supposed to be the second Nightbreed movie in comics, which is cool. So we're just going to kind of talk about that a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is either one, but whatever. So that'll be cool. But anyhow, let's do some weird news. We got a couple of them. I mean, as usual, lottery winners, Guinness records, a couple. The new trend is animals getting stuck in things. I don't know why the fuck this is on weird news.
We're beholden to.
It was like a fox was stuck in a tire, and there was a fucking moose that was stuck in like a coffee can or some shit like that.
Well, if that trend continues, we'll have Allison on next time.
Yeah, and we'll just make it all animal stories.
Yeah, and she can give her professional opinion about it.
On a level 1 to 10, how difficult was this, and how much should it have been on Weird News? So
yeah, what would you do if this was brought to you?
That's right. How would you handle this situation?
Would you cut the head off, or would you cut the tire in half?
That's right. Whichever, or both.
Or both. Would you cut the owner's head off?
Sometimes yeah, exactly right. Why did you leave the tire in your house?
This is your fault.
That's right.
I'm punishing you. This is what I'm licensed to do.
That's right. This is your fault, but my pleasure.
License to kill. She is. Allison does have a license.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, we all technically do, but just some of them are self-appointed.
Well, a lot. Yeah. It's to recognize.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's all about the legality, I guess.
Yeah, we all have an ability to kill.
That's it. That's what we're talking.
Not all of us have a desire to kill.
She said she had a cat once. She had a cat that was brought in once that got itself stuck / attached to a doll's bed.
Like a doll's bed. Geez.
Like a doll's bed.
A doll's bed? That's weird.
Full of cotton. Plastic base.
40 cats go in the water, Chief. 35 cats come out on the water.
Apparently, they just had a bunch of people down in Ocean City. A shark got bit onto one of those, because there's always those guys fishing real early in the morning. It bit down on one of the lines, and it had it stuck in its mouth. And so 5 dude bros went out there and wrestled this shark and pulled the hook out of its mouth, and then set it free.
I learned 2 interesting things.
On the beach.
When we got to the end of the boardwalk, there's a model of a shark, like a life 1-to-1 model of a shark that was caught. It was the largest shark caught on the East Coast.
Is it in a building?
It's from the 80s. No, it's outside. It's outside, covered in glass.
There's one at Ripley's.
Yeah, no. This was one that was caught here, and it was caught in the 80s by this woman who wrestled it for 3 fucking hours.
Jeez, I know some of those. I've seen Uncle Tony used to go down to the Marlin Run or whatever they call that, and he used to talk about that. They'll sit out there for hours wrestling those Marlin.
Who's got the strength to do that?
Jesus Christ!
I don't even have the strength to work out for 1 hour, dude.
I could barely sit at the computer for 2 hours.
I can't watch a show for 3 hours.
Goddamn mouse!
The movie's 3 hours long. I'm not gonna watch it.
Who's pouring sand into this thing?
Jesus
Christ!
That's fucking nuts.
It is.
Oh shit! And the other thing, I learned the origin story of the fractured prune.
Oh yeah.
Have you read that ever before?
I think my grandfather, Pop, loved the fractured prune. He used to, whenever we were down there, he'd always go every morning for donuts to get them.
They're good.
He loved them.
They're like unique tasting.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Very good. Very rich.
Yeah.
But the fractured prune refers to a woman who owned a lot of the land around like the Ocean City area.
Mm-hmm.
And her name was Prunette something.
Okay.
And she was known for playing a lot of like men's sports, quote unquote, like tennis and I forget some of the other sports she played.
This is back during the tuxedo on the beach.
This was like even prior to tuxedo on the beach time.
Right.
But she would go out there and play like quote unquote men's sports. And up to the point where she was like older, she was like in her 80s, and she'd get like broken bones and stuff, but she'd still be out there playing.
Oh
like,
man,
fuck it! And I was like, Allison, this is like you.
Yeah, that's right.
You're like, fuck this, I don't care about this.
Oh man, I have to tell my dad.
Shit. But yeah, that's so.
About that story.
So the guy, the owner of the company, was looking for like a name, and because she was like a local staple,
right?
They'd call her Fractured Prunette. So he was like,
good.
oh, the fractured prune.
I know what I'll do. I'll steal this.
Let me steal this. I'm a white man.
Oh, I'll steal
the opportunity
she
away
can't
from you.
sue me. She doesn't have any rights in court.
She'll be dead
That's
soon.
right.
She'll never know.
All I got to do is.
What, you're going to say fractured and prune is covered? It's free speech. Let me tell you what.
I'm just going to steal all these marbles from my son's toy box, and I'll just throw them out onto the tennis court the next time she comes by. She's got no chance.
She'll take a whack on the head so hard she'll forget all about it.
That's it. 30 love. There we go. Come on. Alrighty, so for our first story, we have, dear friends, we're heading over to Japan. Oh, if you are not watching, you're missing a great shot. I love the Japanese snow monkeys that bathe in the hot springs around the volcanoes.
They have tastes. They have.
Let me tell you what.
Tastes.
Let me tell you what. I had a poster of them when I was a teenager on my wall. I love them, and I love this picture even more. I started to read the story a little bit here just to make sure it was something worth talking about. This is a little, it on the one hand, it takes away from their character, but on the other hand, it elevates their character. So people in southwestern Japanese city of Tokyo have come under attack from monkeys that are trying to snatch babies, biting and clawing at flesh, and sneaking into nursery schools.
Oh my God, these monkeys are stealing babies.
Yep, they're going for it.
Holy shit.
Trying to sell them on the black market, get more pawpaws and all that shit.
Market.
We don't even, that's right, we don't even have that in Japan. The attacks on 58 people since the 8th of July are getting so bad, Yamaguchi City hired a special unit to hunt the animals with tranquilizer guns.
Oh my God, I just imagine, this is going to sound kind of racist, but I just imagine it's like a bunch of like ninjas.
It's got to be.
It's
Yeah,
like,
right, of course.
Like traditional ninjas with tranquilizer guns.
Yeah.
Hunting monkeys in
That's
the
it.
forest.
Waiting on top of the pagodas and everything.
Yeah.
They have to. The monkeys aren't interested.
Led by Christopher Maloney.
Christopher Maloney. He's just
Swoop down.
He's just the Batman music because they don't have the rights for that in Japan. It's like finally, it wants to be a knockoff. The monkeys aren't interested in food, so traps haven't worked. They have targeted mostly. They know what to go for: children and the elderly.
Oh.
They're going for the weakest. They're like this. We were here long before you, motherfuckers.
This is God's will.
Get out. That's exactly
This
right.
is God's will. Taking over the weakest in society.
Monkey God is coming through.
The young and the old.
The young and the old. They're only because they know their match. They're met.
Right.
They've met their match when it comes to the middle-aged folk.
Mm-hmm.
But children and elderly people, they're good. So they are so smart, they tend to sneak up and attack from behind, often grabbing your legs, according to Masato Saito, a city official said on Wednesday. You're confronted by a monkey, and the instructions are, do not look them in the eye, make yourself look as big as possible, by spreading out your coat, and then back away as quietly as possible without making sudden moves.
Look, I respect the Japanese snow monkeys' presence there.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if you've ever seen that video in Australia where this guy's dog is in a headlock from a kangaroo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have seen that.
The kangaroo has a dog in a headlock, and this dude rolls up, and they're like, all you can hear is this friend shouting at him like, oh, don't do it, man. And he's like, he squares up with this. The kangaroo lets the dog go.
Yeah.
He squares off with him and fucking gives him like a straight hook in the face.
Right.
And the kangaroo just like stunnedly stares at him.
Yep.
But the dude he kind of does a little bit of a juggle move where he's backing
box
away.
him, yeah.
And then he kind of gives up.
And he's like,
but man, he didn't hesitate to punch that motherfucker right in the face because he had his dog in his hands.
That's it.
If I got a monkey, these things aren't that big, right? They're probably pretty strong.
Like if they stand on their hind legs, they're about waist height.
Right. They're only So you better believe I'm getting into a fighting stance.
Oh my god! Kick them! Just kick them,
motherfuckers.
Yeah, because if you got like some good boots or something like that on, and long pants, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, depending upon how quick the reflexes are, they could grab onto your leg, climb up your body, and claw your eyes out.
I think they claw your eyes out.
I don't know.
Their throats pretty easily. They're like getting attacked by like a really vicious child.
They are, because they've got some nasty teeth too. They don't have claws necessarily, but got some nasty teeth.
They do, yeah, and their bite is unregulated.
Yeah, so that's exactly right.
I do think because they're smarter, letting them know that you're not going to take their shit.
Is
probably going to.
This is what it is.
Make them run off. That's
you
my thought.
You got to tell them that you're ready.
Back away.
Listen,
slowly.
I'm not no baby or an old lady. All right, so back the fuck off,
motherfucker. I'll prove to you that I'm not old enough to be.
Show you my age. That's it.
And I'm not also young enough to be fucked.
That's exactly right. Well, a woman assaulted by a monkey while hanging laundry on her veranda. Another victim showed bandaged toes. Well, so much for the kicking idea. They were taken aback and frightened by how big and fat the monkeys were.
They're fattened up from all these babies.
That's it, from eating all those babies.
Oh, no.
The monkeys were terrorizing the community are Japanese macaque. They're often pictured peacefully bathing in hot springs.
This is so weird because they do seem like such a peaceful little monkey.
They do until you see them get angry just like that. And you're like,
oh my God. Shit, that's no joke.
They turn into Alex Jones all of a sudden.
Oh, man.
There you are. So one male monkey measuring 1.5 feet in height weighs about 15 pounds and was caught Tuesday by a team with a tranquilizer gun. It was judged by various evidence to be one of the attacking monkeys, and you know what they did to it? Put it to death. They made it commit seppuku right there in front of the emperor.
And then one guy had a sword on the other, waiting
just
to cut
in
his head
case he
off.
made any noise. He didn't want him to die without honor because he did fight honorably, attacking babies and elderly. but more attacks were reported after the capture. No one has been seriously injured so far, but all have been advised to go to the hospital if they need treatment.
What I see is a need that there's a void that needs to be filled. And it's monkey repellent.
That's it.
Monkey repellent.
Yeah,
you either need like some kind of weird
spray.
Flail weapon.
Oh, you're talking.
Or bear spray, yeah.
I like your medieval approach.
I'm thinking of some kind of monkey whip.
That's right.
That you can just like, it's got like a weird little like a small little like ball like star attached to the end of it.
Absolutely.
With just real dull spikes, like the kind that are on those belts.
I'm thinking of the wrong kind of mace. You want like a
medieval mace. I want like a flail, baby. I want that thing. I want it on a chain or a rope and a handle, and I want to whip it at this monkey.
Oh, you
just to make him think. I mean, it won't kill.
Yeah.
It won't even really maim.
Right.
It'll just make him think twice about what's going on.
That's
You're
right.
gonna be like, ow, fuck, I didn't like that.
We want to get back. See, we want to get out of this mode of America back to this mode of America. We're looking.
Right. Fuck you.
Just have them be pissed off.
Middle finger up. Bathing in the hot springs.
Yeah, looking like he's drinking a beer or something like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I don't think these snow monkeys have kind of the ability to discern which babies are good or bad. I'm not saying that.
I love the story of this.
But I'm not
saying these monkeys know the difference between between good babies and bad babies, but I say we should give them a chance.
There is a
How
case
do
to
we
be
know
made.
the Solomonic bloodline has not been passed down to these Japanese snow monkeys?
There's a case to be made that the babies being targeted may not be bad people.
We don't know they're
Maybe
not
bad
Japanese
people.
serial killers.
They could be.
We don't know whether
They
they're
could be
bad
future
politicians.
Yakuza.
We don't know what's going
They could
on.
be corrupt people.
They're just trying to save us. They don't. And here we are chopping their heads off.
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't know if they did that, but they did kill that one monkey.
They definitely that monkey.
They definitely killed that one monkey. Yeah.
But how'd they get so fat? Is the question.
That's a very
Oh, baby
good
meat.
They gotta be eating that baby meat.
Must
It's
be.
so rich.
It's full of
It's-
nutrients. They're so fattened up. Also, this is
like
in
that
Japan,
fat on
mind you.
fruit.
Mind you that that's right because
Yeah.
fruit is much healthier.
Yeah.
But mind you, like we're in Japan, and the people of Japan are also a lot smaller than like
It's true.
people in America.
Which
'cause
means
we
they
got
got
the
to
European-
eat twice as many babies to get that fat.
That's right, and they're also twice as threatening to the people
Yeah.
whose average height is probably like 5'6" or 5'8", something like
You're
that.
talking Komodo dragons and Godzilla here. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. It's not
Atomic
that
breath.
big, but it looks that big.
I'm telling you guys need monkey flails out there in Japan.
Let's bring it on.
Put
We
it on
need-
Wish.com.
we need the meat.
I'll get these. I'll get it to you cheap.
Europe and Japan need the meat. All right, we take all the
Put it together.
Japanese
Let's
government.
I say we maybe drop a bomb somewhere.
It's just an idea. I'm just floating it out there.
Something has worked very well for us in the
Just
past.
on the table. Just trying to table something. Just trying to help out here. Not like this is it. This is the last moment. No one seems to know why the attacks have occurred and where exactly the troop of monkeys came from. I've never seen anything like this in my entire lifetime.
What's weird, I'm curious, and I wish that Allison was here too to kind of discuss a little bit more. But
Yeah.
I'm curious about like what level of socialization or the lack thereof these monkeys have had,
Right.
because they do seem to be kind of revered or at least respected by the population.
Yeah, not
So
as much
strange
as
that
like
they're
in India
approaching
though,
it.
because
really?
like
I
in a
didn't,
lot.
I didn't think Indians respected each other.
Oh well, no, they don't. But the animals are fine. So yeah.
They really love animals.
Yeah, it's Hanuman and all that stuff. Yeah, so there's but there are apes that are revered as like deities or aspects of the deities there because of Hinduism.
Mhm.
But in Japan, I know that these monkeys are socialized, amongst their groups and stuff like that. That's the troop or whatever. But I don't know to what degree they interact with people. But this is beyond that. They're coming down into the towns.
They're raiding the villages.
That's it.
Trying to
And
eat the babies.
That's it. They're not
And
interested
the old
in
people.
they're not interested in the market. They're
killing the elders
That's right.
and destroying the future generations.
They're the remainders of the Meiji era. They're interested. They're going to wipe out the old ways and the new ways. Keep things the same.
Status quo. The
Keep
status
it
quo
the same,
monkeys.
baby. We need to keep the tourism high so that we can keep getting all this food.
They're so weird. They look like just
They are.
really sunburned people.
They do. Yeah, that's only when they get angry that their faces get real pink.
It's weird because, like, as far as monkeys are the only mammal that looks so similar to our, like, the way we
Sure.
recognize faces.
Yeah.
It's just it's eerie. It's almost eerie sometimes. They're
Yeah.
cute also.
Oh, I love it.
It's a strange, uncanny valley that they're living in.
They're perfect. I love because I can see just enough human in them, and I can also see just enough pissed off in them, and that
Yeah.
makes me realize even
Reminds
more.
me of my
human.
dad.
Yeah.
Just enough human.
That's
but
it.
Just enough pissed off.
That's
too.
it. That's how it goes. Well, speaking of pissed off, Hotel Chief Dean Wade.
Is that him?
That's he's been working for a long
Also,
time.
the hotel has a chief.
There's a chief apparently.
Oh God, no. Why there arbitrarily are chiefs of various types of
who knows?
like different types of hierarchies?
I guess that's I don't know. I guess that's just his position. But he figured he chased after a driver who crashed his pickup truck into the storefront, and it was over when they reached the fence of the wildlife sanctuary. Don't go in there. Look at that emu. It will do you in, he warned the runaway driver. The man who Wade said appeared drunk, confidently bragged, "I can fight emus." and scaled the fence containing a 6-foot bird and its offspring.
Oh,
Whoopsie.
fuck.
Yeah, that's not what you want, though. The driver is
Well, talk about sizing up, right? The monkeys and the Japanese people are like almost the right size.
Yeah.
This emu and where this is taking
This
place.
is in England.
6 foot is probably like a little bit above average.
Yeah. Not and you're talking about a 6-foot dinosaur.
This is a dinosaur.
This is
I was just going to say
fucking
that.
dinosaur. Yeah, we're in bad shape here. Well, the Wade recounted the driver was throwing kung fu kicks and punches at the emu, and it was just moving its neck out of the way
It was
and
like
then jabbing him in the ribs and head.
Oh my god, this is the boxer, dude.
This is it.
This thing was doing like a Mike Tyson. It was just doing head bobs.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah.
Just beating the hell out of him.
It must have hurt him pretty bad. It was stabbing him all over his body.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, that's not just punches, right? These are claws.
The beak.
Oh,
Fucking
it was
like pecking and biting.
Oh my god, he was juking,
Just
jiving,
tearing
and
them up.
pecking the
Just
shit
tearing
out
them up.
of him.
Well, Wiltshire
Holy fuck.
police later charged the man, whom they didn't name, for drunk driving and other crash-related offenses. They said he sustained mostly minor injuries with a few major lacerations. As Wade 42 tells the story, he was working in the Old Bell kitchen at the time doing his rounds when he heard the unmistakable screeching noise of an out-of-control car. He ran outside to see the pickup smashed into the glass storefront of the building and the driver running away into the contained area. He pursued the pair for 15 minutes through thickets, noticing the driver was swaying and staggering back and forth until they finally reached the sanctuary.
Oh my god.
Said, I could see the massive emu coming to check out all the noise. And he said, I'm 6 foot tall and it was bigger than me.
Imagine that's your destination for the day,
What,
right?
You
wake up
you're
in the
fucking
morning,
blackout drunk too.
you have no clue
No clue.
that you're about to head to an emu sanctuary while on a wild, no pun intended, goose chase.
That's right. Yeah,
But,
exactly right.
I mean, you're just out there running from authorities, and
This was a mistake.
oh my god.
He found out later. My only regret is that I didn't have my phone in hand to video.
My only regret is that I couldn't milk it for
I
content.
said the words just don't do it justice. So there you
Well,
go.
I'm pretty, eventually we are going to live in that also Black Mirror world where we're recording at all times.
I
We
can't
all
wait.
have
That's
body
what I
cams.
want. That's what I know. The eyeballs.
The eye
I want
cams,
the
yeah.
eye cams. That's
Well, yeah,
that's
that way we can relive the experience.
That's exactly right. That's all I'll do. I'll just go out and do stuff like on the weekends, and I'll just spend the whole week just reliving whatever I did. And most of it will just be me, watching the goats walk around the pond.
Yeah,
And that's all I need.
that's what the show is about.
That's exactly
It's
right.
just an
That's a
audio
perfect
version.
summarization of it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, so speaking of summarization, a respected Polish scientific institute has classified domestic cats, all right, step aside spotted lanternfly, as an invasive alien species, citing the damage they cause to birds and other wildlife. Some cat lovers have reacted emotionally to this month's decision and put key scientists behind it on the defensive. A biologist from the state-run Polish Academy of Scientists wasn't prepared for all this disapproval from the public, and he says that the scientific name for cats, Felis catus, pardon me if I said that wrong. Says that
Allison, is this right?
hopefully that's it. The database already had 1,786 other species listed with no objections, so they were quite surprised with all of the kickback when they released their press junket on Tuesday. The uproar over invasive alien species number 1787, he said, may have resulted from some media reports that created a false impression. His institute was calling for feral and other cats to be euthanized, but that was not the case at all. He described a growing scientific consensus that the domestic cat has a harmful impact on biodiversity, given the number of birds and mammals that they hunt and kill. Allison says it sounds right to her. That's it. So my Latin's not too bad. In a television segment aired by the independent broadcaster TVN, the biologist faced off last week against a veterinarian who challenged their conclusions on the dangers cats pose to wildlife. Early this month, the Polish Academy published a post on its website citing the controversy and seeking to clarify its position. It also argued that its classification was in line with European Union guidelines. So there you go.
I mean, but technically, sure, because cats have been they're widely disseminated across
Sure,
because they're pets, right?
Right,
People
right,
want
right.
them, so of course they're also like the most successful land hunters as far as mammals go.
Right.
I read statistically that cats they have the most successful kill rate of any land
Yes.
predator.
Yes.
They're just that good at what they do.
Well, and also because of where they're cut. That's the next part here.
Right.
As far as the categorization, we're just going to leave that. That was a mispronunciation.
It is not.
Mispronunciation,
That's right.
but we're going to leave that pronunciation as it is. As far as categorization, cats as alien, the Institute noted that the Felis catus was domesticated around 10,000 years ago in the cradle of the great civilizations of the Middle East, making the species to Europe from a strictly scientific point of view. So basically what they're saying is that it's alien to Europe, scientifically speaking, because it was originated in the Middle East, the domestic cat.
And so are we.
They were
The
domesticated.
other thing is,
right, exactly.
we
right.
are also a very destructive
We're
alien
worse.
species.
Yes, we're worse. But we're also the ones making the report, so we're not
I don't
going
even
to. We
think-
put our name at the top of the page,
Right.
not in the middle. Of the
That's
page.
right. We're on the header.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. And when cats learn to type, they can call us.
That's
the
right.
basic
Whatever you
species,
want to
too.
do. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
We didn't come from this. Like, no one who lives here, even the Native Americans
No.
on this continent.
we all came from
from
Africa.
We all came from Africa.
All of us.
Every single one of us. It's
Yeah.
proven.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck what your bullshit billboard sign on 83 says.
That's it.
Because I saw some sign on my way to Lancaster that's like,
Probably
It's
maple donut sign.
yeah, it probably was selling donuts. Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Never ends.
But people actually do think like there's creationists out there.
Oh my
that
God.
think,
Oh, I know what you're
No.
talking about. Yeah, there's a string of like Bible
Yeah,
signs
it's
on,
like,
on your way to Lancaster.
I-83 truth.
Yes.
Go to truth.com or
Yes,
some
that's it.
bullshit.
Yep.
It's like, dude, how can you be so ignorant?
Yep.
We have physical. We base our facts on like the laws of physics and the rules of the earth and the world and the reality that we understand.
Easy. Just ask Will Smith. Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
All right, it's right there. It's all you got to do.
I wish Will Smith could smack every ignorant son of a
That's
bitch in
it.
the face and
That's
tell them, keep my facts.
I love that. I love that story that I sent you. The headline that Chris the Rock needs to accept his apology, or he's going to catch these sorry hands.
He's sorry. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
That is persona non grata out
Yeah,
here.
that's it.
He has single-handedly burned his entire career to the ground.
Yeah.
And I don't particularly think it's necessarily a wrong thing. And let me give you this. Let me give you a short case as to why I think it's okay that Will Smith's career is falling apart.
Right.
I'm sad for him because I do think it's instigated by his weird relationship with his wife.
Yeah.
I think however, this is a guy who snatches up franchises
Left and
to
right.
bring himself and his family to the forefront.
Yep.
It's all an attention-seeking behavior,
Right.
which is his entire career. He in his music career, which I used to listen to when I was a kid,
Sure.
he steals the actual like R&B, like classic R&B songs and raps over them.
Yeah. Welcome to Earth and whatnot.
Yeah, welcome to Earth.
Yeah.
We are men in black.
Yeah.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, he does like several like classic songs
Mhm.
and just undermining them.
All over the place. Yeah.
So I really don't think it's a bad thing that we're not seeing more of him.
I'm not
anymore.
heartbroken. I think he's had his
there's
time.
better artists
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
who are not so self-centered as to try to leverage every single thing
That's
that
it.
they get involved
Yeah.
into like a fame opportunity.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. They're not done yet. It's all good. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. We're okay with where things are. But speaking of fame, we're heading over to Santa Fe, to
New Mexico.
to New Mexico with some familiar faces here. Bronze statues of the mythical methamphetamine cookers Walter White and Jesse Pinkman were installed at a convention center in Albuquerque. We almost did another story about Albuquerque where the Department of Transportation in New Mexico put up a highway sign, but they missed a letter it was an E on there, so it said Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So I was like, that's not enough for a story. But anyhow, this all happened on Friday to celebrate the Breaking Bad TV series in its entertainment legacy, winning applause at the city that has played on its own gritty supporting role. So local politicians, including Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller, mixed with Breaking Bad stars Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, to direct Vince Gilligan,
director,
to help unveil the artwork donated by him and Sony Pictures. So then, of course, it goes into all this stuff about the show, which we don't really care about. In all seriousness, no doubt some folks are going to say, wow, just what our city needed. And I get that. I see two of the finest actors in America has ever produced, and I see them in character as two larger-than-life tragic figures, cautionary tales for everybody.
That's right. And
there you go.
I have I have a strong opinion about this. I also have like a personal connection to this story, and I'm not kidding.
Right.
Like, so I think I told you this before, but okay. So on the one hand, I agree that the statue is not to be confused with like some sort of glorification of the drug trade, but it's rather, if you watch the fucking show, it's a condemnation of the drug trade, and it's fiction,
right?
Okay. Also, it's an industry. It's the entertainment industry, which Albuquerque. It's like a way to give back to Albuquerque, New Mexico, because they love that city so much. The whole reason that Breaking Bad was shot there was because they got tax credits to shoot in New Mexico.
Right. It's like what Georgia did.
That's right. Georgia did the same thing, and now there's like 1 million productions in Georgia.
Right.
Somewhere in Canada has the same thing. So a lot of productions go where there's like it's cheaper. So, they gave more business to Albuquerque. Albuquerque gave business to them. They became like part of the character of the show. But anyways, the guy who sculpted these statues, I know this guy.
Oh, very good.
This is the guy who he's a sculptor. He works for like he's like I guess he's like a freelancer.
Okay.
Because he works for various like toy companies.
Oh, cool.
And
okay.
His name's Trevor Grove.
Oh yeah.
And he's a guy that I sought out because he works on so many of the pieces that I collected. I sought out some like. First, I just wanted to kind of tell him like, oh, yeah, I really like your work, and I messaged him on Facebook, and he and I started having like a conversation.
Sure.
And then I got some of his advice like about being such a great, because his likeness is so good, and he's a really great artist and a super nice guy. So, I've shared some of my work with him, and he encouraged me, and he gave me tips and stuff, and then I got to see some of his work, and I was like, congratulated him on like some of his other much lesser gets than this. But I was like blown away. I found out about this like just a few days ago because he posted it on his page that I follow.
Oh,
and
cool.
He was like, oh, this is, back in 2019, Vince Gilligan reached out to me and he was like, I'd like you to work on these sculptures. And he'd never done anything to this scale. He sculpts in Castelline wax. That's his medium. So he was like, it was a big challenge and it was like a big honor and it was something he undertook. And it's really cool if you read any of his, like, if you go onto his Facebook page, Trevor Grove Sculpture, you'll see some people giving their opinions, complaining. And he's naturally. Like, it's his responses are so great because he's like, it's all silly, hey, this world's crazy. What, like, basically that's his sentiment, whatever.
Yeah.
I just did a job I was supposed to do. I think it's kind of cool. It's about fiction. It's for fun. If you don't think it's fun, that's okay. Whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Very diplomatic. But anyways, just a like crazy thing that Vince Gilligan reached out to him like personally. Because I guess he's such like a known name in like capturing likenesses. His likeness is it's like second to none.
Amazing.
It looks so good, and I got to see like his casts of like what he did.
Yeah. Because
what he did, he actually sculpted it in like a 1/3 scale.
Oh, okay.
Then which would be like almost it'd be like 1/3 of the size of an actual human being.
Right.
But which I guess is like a lot bigger than normally what he sculpts in.
Yeah.
But then it got sized up, and then it got 3D printed, and then it got cast in bronze. So it's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's a crazy process, and they look great. I was looking at, because there was a whole slideshow that I pulled this image from, and yeah, they're really, really great. Did a great job.
They shouted him out because they're all really good people. So they were like, but he couldn't even be there.
Yeah, right.
Because it was like his concerns about COVID and stuff, and I guess he's got some compromised people in his family.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So he didn't even go to the event, even though he was invited.
Well, I mean,
I forget where he operates out of, but anyway, such a nice guy, guy that I talk to, and keep in touch with every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, I was just so happy to see him get this recognition because he's such a good artist and he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. It's also wonderful to see that Bryan Cranston's finally found home in the Amish community.
He's wearing a bolo tie, and he does look like he's going to go buy a truck, but using someone else to drive him there, and tow truck driver.
You know it.
And he's going to go just circumvent all the rules that he's created for himself.
He's got a Jordan / Rob Halford beard going on there. That's for sure.
That is, his beard is massive.
Yep.
They just, I mean, it's not really a spoiler because like they've been talking this up.
Yeah.
But they just appeared on the last episode of Better Call Saul.
Right.
And I gotta hand it to them. They look fucking just like where they put them in where they put it in the series, like timeline.
Sure.
Like Bryan Cranston, especially. I was like, it looked like they shot it back in 2008.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
That's awesome. That's always cool when they can match that stuff back up. Yeah, because that always takes you out of it when you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I watched El Camino.
Yeah.
And if anyone's ever watched El Camino, there's a cameo of Bryan Cranston in there.
Right.
He's wearing a bald cap.
Yes.
And it really it's not the same look.
Yeah, it does.
It's just unfortunate.
It takes you out of it a little bit.
I just wish that they would have CGI'd it a little bit or something.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you
what. I'll
tell you who else wishes they would have CGI'd it. A Northern California burglar who returned to the scene of the crime because he forgot his keys inside of a donut company's corporate office. The thief stole some. Yes, it was the fractured proof. The thief stole some petty cash from Johnny Donut's office. He had no choice.
Oh, Johnny Donuts.
He wanted great things for his life, but unfortunately, Johnny Donuts that was as much as he could do. The office in San Francisco Bay Area on Saturday night. In another twist, he also grabbed the keys to a bakery vehicle, but he didn't steal the vehicle itself. So he accidentally swapped the keys, basically, is what happened here.
Oh, my God.
So they're still seeking the man's identity. So if you know who this blurry guy is on the screen, who's a big fan of Johnny Donuts, maybe you can get in touch with them. They don't have a phone number here or anything.
Don't you love that him turned away? This could be anybody.
That's it.
This guy looks like this guy could be like, oh my God, he looks like he could be Michael Madsen or something.
It might be Michael Madsen. We should call them. We should let Johnny Donuts know that Michael Madsen.
Johnny Donuts, I've seen this guy before.
Well, so it was an unfortunate incident, but we're glad that no donuts or team members were harmed during the robbery.
Also,
sometimes
this guy looks like he's wearing scrubs.
So, yeah, he does. That was my first thought. I was like, this guy's like a nurse. He's been working like a 4-day shift. He thinks he's in the hospital.
He probably doesn't even know where he is.
That's it. Well, sometimes even the thought of donuts makes you do crazy things, according to Johnny Donuts.
Well, Johnny Donuts haven't taken it in stride. We all know that they've been violated.
He's in the powder and glaze business, and all his whole life has holes in it. So he doesn't. He's not too hopeful when it comes to putting a case together. So it's nothing but problems for Johnny Donuts land.
All he knows is disappointment.
That's it. It's nothing but just donuts and little holes to fill those donuts. But whatever he can find. But speaking of holes and things, for our last story here, we're heading to Salisbury, North Carolina. A North Carolina woman apparently seeking revenge on her ex-boyfriend tried to set fire to his house, but accidentally set fire to a house owned by somebody else.
Oh my God. Oh no!
The Rowan County Sheriff's Office said in a report that the homeowner in Gold Hill was awakened Friday by a neighbor who saw a woman trying to set fire to his house. There were bundles of wood and a fire on the front porch. And the deputies found a jug of oil that they said was used to start the fire.
Oh, this is like witch hunt.
This is fucking crazy shit. As the homeowner went to get the garden hose, He saw burning pieces of wood around the propane tank. The garden hose didn't work because the woman had apparently used a sealant to block the flow of water. This woman went through it and fucking blocked off the water.
Oh my God.
She was cut the phone lines, all kinds of shit probably.
This is the definition of premeditation.
So then it gets better. The homeowner then grabbed a rifle and confronted the woman.
Oh man.
Now we're getting good.
Here's the case to be made about don't take our guns.
And this woman was holding one of his dogs on a leash. This lady was ready.
Oh, you should have pulled that trigger,
oh
bro.
my, right away.
You should have pulled that trigger because that is an irredeemable type of insanity.
After aiming the gun at the woman and shouting back and forth with her for 15 minutes, law enforcement and emergency personnel were finally approaching. She let go of the dog, jumped in her car, and drove away. Deputies later caught up with and arrested the woman and charged her with felony first-degree arson, assault with a deadly weapon, and larceny of an animal.
Oh shit, dude. Well, look, if you are in that situation where this maniac has prepared to burn your house down just because she
fucking cutting your water off, all that shit,
sealing up your water.
Oh my God!
And then 15 minutes of a standoff would feel like eternity.
Absolutely.
Because 10 seconds.
Oh my God! Just shouting back and forth. Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Already feels like
an
hour.
It does.
So 15 whole minutes, dude. That has to be some of the most traumatic events. That person. That dude, I would have been okay if that guy shot her.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And
shoot her twice.
Shoot her twice. I don't understand. It sucks that we live in a place, and it's where did this take place?
This is in North Carolina.
North Carolina. I'm not sure what the rules are like
Salisbury,
there. Yeah. But it is a little bit. It's concerning because you can't just that would have been that person probably should have been shot.
Yeah.
That's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that sounds kind of unsympathetic.
No.
We should put them and try to rehabilitate them.
No.
Look, I don't get you get a lot of chances out here. You can't premeditate something like that and tell me that person is redeemable.
No,
because that's crazy as fuck.
She's doing Spider-Man blowjobs and stuff like that. She's gonna get another man. she's gonna kill somebody. Because he's gonna break up with her once he comes. Because once you get a clear mind,
it's not clear.
That's it.
Other Spider-Man blowjobs. Other Spider-Man blowjobs.
That's where you use the web to make a web. It's a whole big mess. But it's crazy, and only few people can pull it off. But I guarantee you, all those people set fire to their ex-boyfriends' houses.
You're saying that she got the Spider-Man blowjob skills, and she's also got the skills to be
That's it.
Like a super felonious arsonist.
Your head's not on straight if you're setting fire to people's houses or doing Spider-Man blowjobs.
No, and I'm not sure what it is exactly.
There's no structural integrity. You're putting your life in your hands.
I assume that it's as premeditated and violent as this act.
Oh my God! If not more so. Where do you think she got all that oil from?
Sam Raimi gets royalty.
Oh, let me tell you what, and Chris Maloney's just waiting.
That's the sound of him clocking your skull, pounding it into dust as soon as he descends upon you.
That's it.
And that's it. That's justice.
That's the last thing you hear. That's the last thing you hear.
Last thing you hear is your own skull getting pounded into the fucking asphalt.
That's all you get.
Holy shit, dude!
Man. It's a wild world out there.
Yep. Keep your rifle loaded.
Keep your rifle loaded.
Keep your water lines clear. Check them.
Yeah, check constantly.
Also, that's nuts, dude.
That's some premeditation right there.
Random act of violence, good on that person for not letting their whole family get burned down by some maniac.
That's it.
This is the case for why the monkeys are doing good in the world.
Yeah, and we're talking about the band. Most of them are dead, and John Stamos is playing with. That's the Beach Boys.
Oh shit! Oh God!
Never mind.
God. Equally obscurely weird.
It's all happening all at once. It's speaking of happening all at once. That's all you're going to get. We're going to go burn down our own house, just so you don't have to worry about any more episodes of the show. We're coming up on 300. I mean, it's 284 this time.
God.
What the fuck are we going to do?
Nothing.
We're just going to do another shitty episode, I guess.
That's all we can do, man.
That's true.
This is our threshold of what we can get.
We peaked on episode 0.
It was remember the episode that we got a lot of downloads because we talked about
the Pirates movie. Yeah.
Some high production.
We got talking about another porn movie.
We got to, well, I think we got to talk about a topic. Actually, I think that what we have to do is travel back in time because we were a podcast that was look, all your friends have a podcast.
Right.
Everybody you know has got a fucking podcast.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you guys something if you've been listening. You guys already know this.
You
right?
know it.
We've had a podcast since like 2008.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We had podcasts back before people even heard of them.
That's it.
Now everybody's got one. It's cheap. It's
It's
nonsense.
a piece of cake.
It's cheap.
It does it all for you.
It doesn't. There's no meaning behind what we do.
No.
Kevin Smith says it all in our endorsement. Go back and listen to that episode.
Oh, that's all you got to do.
We'll put that up for Patreon content or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have any voice anymore. We never did really, except for
Keith David. We got
Keith
that
David's
voice.
got that voice.
He's here.
Oh my god.
That's what we got to do. We just got to get Keith David to call in for
If
episode
Keith David
300.
could just be on an episode, I mean, that would be the most listened to episode of all.
Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just do like a retrospective episode. We won't even be on the show. That's the best way for us to get better ratings is for us to not be on the show.
Yeah, the less we'll
We'll just go back. We'll just do all the classic stuff. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, that's what TV shows usually do.
Because really, we want to make it so that you hate it as little as possible. And the best way is to not give you any new things to hate. Right?
True.
So, I mean, it worked for the Klan. So we'll see you next time on another episode on a Kickstart with Matt.
Oh God!
I'm trying to get canceled before 300 because we can't live up to the hype.
Oh no! Oh God! That worked for the Klan.
I don't know what that even means.
Some sort of rebranding or something.
They did try that in the 90s, though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They tried that. Yeah. Brooks here says we should call it Matt, and Matt will be right back.
We'll be right back. Like the Eric Andre thing.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's what we want. We got to ghost them. All right, internet people, thank you very much. So I guess that's it. We're done. We did go out another one.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah. We're so we're at 1:36. Oh no, that's an hour. An hour 30. Or hour 36 minutes. So that's about what we did last time.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the same as what before. But so I guess that's it. We'll see you next week.
We got.
I don't know.
Anything else funny inside of us?
I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing inside of me.
I do feel like this is the only kind
Not anymore.
There's not since the last.
Not since those Spider-Man blowjobs.
It sucked all funny right at me. Took it all away.
Upside down too.
Upside down.
Yeah, you got to be upside down for it. That's all.
Costume.
That's all part of the criteria. You got to be upside down.
Tobey Maguire.
And I was like, "What are you doing? Wait a minute."
He's like,
"Tobey Maguire, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Just let it happen.
That money don't last forever."
That's
Spider-Man
right. Trust me.
Spider-Man
Trust me, you
away.
got it. Look, what they won't tell you in Hollywood is your movie is just to let people know who you are just enough so they let you in your house. And you either got to rob them, kill them, give them Spider-Man blowjobs.
Are actors vampires?
All of them. All of them.
Think about that. If you were a
We got to start the show back on. Think about that. Let me recline and pull the microphone closer to my face. Hold on, let me think about that.
I think that if you were a vampire and you wanted to have the most success as far as like getting your needs filled, drinking blood,
right?
You should become famous enough that you're somewhat of an obscurity, that you're only ever out at night, clubbing around.
Sure.
And then you're only ever on night shoots.
Like Corey Feldman.
So yeah, you're like Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman might be a vampire. Because like then imagine you walk up to any person's house and they're like, oh, it's you.
Yeah.
And they let you in.
And they're like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
It's basically what Jason Mewes did when he was a drug addict.
Oh my God, did he really do that?
He used to, because he used to like go around delivering pizzas and shit. And they're like, oh my God, you're Jason Mewes. They're like, come on in, we'll do some weed. Let's smoke some weed. Let's do some coke. And he's like, fuck yeah, man, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh no.
So he would get free drugs because of it all the time. Yeah, because people knew who he was.
Damn. Kevin Smith created a monster.
He did.
But then he also solved the monster. Too.
This is it. Full circle.
Kevin Smith is
It's like a
good guy.
Spider-Man
It's like a
blowjob.
Spider-Man blowjob. It goes full circle, baby. Front to back,
Front to back.
all the way
That's
around.
it.
Start to finish.
Always front to back. Start
You
to
finish
baby.
exactly where you start.
Oh, and that's it.
And that's part of the mess.
And that's the second life.
Say it
That's
too loud.
That's right. No, that's the other song.
Oh,
You
no.
always keep getting them mixed up.
Well, I know,
That
I'm
song's
afraid
fine.
of Phil Collins.
Yeah, well, he didn't even do that. It was
I
Elton
know.
John. But
I'm not saying
that was Tarzan. I'm scared of him for Tarzan. I'm singing the Tarzan song.
Elton John has done enough to redeem himself. Phil
Elton
Collins-
John's been doing the farewell tour for 4 years now, and the whole goddamn
So what
show
was to
is
say?
him doing. It's just him doing encores. He does like 16 encores.
Of course he does.
It's the goodbye tour. It's a farewell
does it
tour.
right.
He's
Say
got to
goodbye.
say. He's got to say goodbye.
It's like being an Italian. You know, you go to
Oh
leave
my
the party. Remember, holidays and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Say goodbye to so and so.
That's it.
We have to start saying goodbye halfway through the event,
You're-
just so that we
you're-
can leave.
I was going to say, by the time you say hello to everybody, you better circle around just like a Spider-Man blowjob.
Start going backwards.
Start saying goodbye to everybody
Goodbye.
too. That's
Start
it.
over.
Yeah, because it's time. Because you might be tanned.
You might be toned.
You might be toned. You might, but you'll never be deboned.
You can be skinned though.
Well, I mean, you could be skinned, and I guess if Spider-Man blowjob's good enough, you could be deboned. But
Spider-Man blowjob will get you tan, toned, skinned, and deboned.
and deboned, baby. That's it. All right, we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, guys. Come back next week for more nonsense.
That's it. Good night.
Or not. It's better if you don't.
It's better if you don't. It's better for your health. Your doctor would recommend that you don't come back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely proctologist.